Talking about practice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we wish to remind you that any spectator interrupting gameplay or entering the court will be ejected and are subject to arrest.
That goes so hard.
We hope to see you again in another Celtics game.
Everyone in their seats here in Boston to watch the Celtics on the home court. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And with tip-off.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Brad Stevens.
All right, David. And Kevin, you think about some of your toughest matchups. What about Shaquille O'Neal? What was it like defending Big Shaq?
You know what, man? Shaq, later on in our years, I had to guard him later, man. I told y'all, man. I guarded Shaq one time in the Cleveland series, and it was like holding up the side of a house. Seriously. Listen, I want y'all to go home and do this. I know I usually use food, right?
Yeah, right.
We're going to use materials in houses today, okay? I want you to go home, tell your wife, your girlfriend to ignore you. Cut out the side of your house. Go get your homeboy, have him help you. After he cuts the side of it, I want you to hold up the side of the house with your forearm for the whole 24 hours. Matter of fact, let's just do 2 hours.
Okay, all right,
2 hours. I don't want to break your arm.
Okay, yeah.
After 2 hours, you're going to push the house back, reseal it with some glue or whatever, right? Not my problem. That's how your arm feels, guarding Shaq.
Really?
I couldn't even wave at people right-handed for a whole day.
You had to wave left-handed?
I had to wave left-handed. And people know me. I'm all right-handed. I'm all, nothing left-handed. I throw my hand like this.
That is a big drink of water,
Listen,
isn't
man,
it?
listen. I have so many respect for all the centers that have guarded Shaq. Seriously, rest in peace to all the centers Shaq is destroyed.
Huh? Exhausting.
Shaq is like a side of your house. For all y'all wondering what it's like, and all y'all want some of the diesel, what it's like to guard the diesel, go out and try to hold up your house. The diesel. Shout to the diesel.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. AI is out there with Harrison, and it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Griffin, and it's Caspi in at the 3 spot. KG, you had so much success as a high school player. In fact, you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How about that, huh? How about, I can see the picture in my mind's eye right now.
Kid, that fell in my lap, man. That wasn't something that I was striving for, but who doesn't want to be on the cover of anything? And nonetheless, SI, and I was more than giddy-eyed and glitz or whatever you want to call it. Listen, very special moment for me. A lot of people don't know you have to get permission to be in certain neighborhoods, and we got permission to be in the neighborhood. We got the shooter right there in front of Farragut, which is very dear to me because of the transformation and the stuff that I had been through and where I was at. I hold Farragut a very, 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 very special place in my heart. So it was important for me to have it on the cover.
And it's Brown missing.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Gasol passes to Harrison. AI outside. Just 5 to shoot. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. Here's Hayward. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Chalk up 2 there. And it's Harrison with the ball for the Grizzlies. It's a 3-point game. AI in the post. Crowns there. On its way from Irving for 2. And that one goes long.
A mix-up with the defense leaves him wide open from mid-range, a shot he usually makes.
And KG, as many points as you scored in your career, how much pride did you take in your defensive play?
I like to think that it's respected. I didn't play. I like to think that when I got to Boston, I made more of a added effort to play defense. In Minnesota, I had such a responsibility on the offensive side that you don't ever save yourself. You don't save yourself in anything. But I would have to find ways of when I come out of the game, immediate ice stuff. Stuff that I could use to try to get any type of rest. I know Flip was going to use me in 2 or 3 minute segments, so I would probably have 3 to 4 minutes of rest and then have to get right back out. But when I got to Boston, obviously, we had a deeper team, a better team, and Doc Rivers did a great job, I felt like, of listening to me. I was listening to my body, but more importantly, we have offensive scores. I wanted to be more of the head of of our defense. I wanted to be the one to be talking. Rondo and I had an immediate chemistry with that. It was something that it was natural between the two of us. And I think everybody else followed. Tibbs threw some schemes on top of some of the stuff that we was able to bring. Doc was open to some of the different ideas, scheme-wise, and the rest is history. Next thing you know, Cleveland is running out stuff. LeBron goes to Miami. Now Miami's running out stuff. Right, next thing you know, Miami beats us with our stuff. It's evolution. It's evolution. It's evolution, man. If I sit here and go through it and you sit back and go and watch it, you're like, holy snap. Wow, it's the same look. They're bringing the guy over, post up. Yeah, so, shout to everybody and us innovating and bringing that defense, and shout to Tibbs, right.
The 15-footer. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4. Kevin, you think about the work that goes into being an elite player. Describe that. What did you try to accomplish?
What are you going to do in these positions right here? When they trap you, how are you going to get the ball out? When you're not trapped, when you're one-on-one, what are the moves you're working on down here? Okay, on the right block. Okay, what about the left block? What about the top of the key? You get an ISO top of the key, what are you going to do? 5 seconds, what are you going to do? So you have to invest in yourself. After you get done with that, that's probably 45 minutes to an hour. You go in, you shower, you get done with that, you take your behind home, you sit, you rest. And now you, obviously, as a person, you're living as a human being, your everyday life. But yeah, it's a lot.
Sounds exhausting.
It is, but it is a cycle that you are able to create for yourself. And once you're in it, you're in it. And it turns over like an everyday, this is what you do every day. Sort of like a routine. And once you get that routine, it is what it is. And I was able to keep a routine for 21 years.
Amazing.
Amazing. And you know what?
21 years.
21 years, I added things onto my routine, but if you ask anybody to play with me, they see my routine. I did my routine every day. Never missed a day of not doing my routine.
AI dishes the land. The rebound by the Celtics. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was played in Memphis.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
You know what? That's a problem anytime, but especially on the road where you need to be given an extra effort.
Got that bucket in no time at all. AI's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Grizzlies. Celtics trail by 9. And Doc Rivers, your coach with the Celtics, such a great leader, brought your team together. Talk about that.
He brought us the belief from Mbuntu and bringing all of us together and that you give yourself for the greater of the group. And everybody bought into that. And when you hear about when Miami won, Pat Riley had all those guys give something to the pot and giving yourself to something. And when you think about what team is, all these great coaches, these great minds, these great philosophers, it all surrounds that whole little philosophy right there, giving yourself to be able to get something and gain something.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But a true philosophy in winning.
Here's Smart. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Passes it to Tice. Clock at 6. Back to Smart. Over AI. That one off the back iron and out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
Here's Tice. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Now Smart. Shot to stop the run. Laying with the block. They retain possession. Dustin, no good that time either.
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
And that one's good. AI.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Knocked away and out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
That's what happens when nothing goes your way. You start to lose focus, and it makes matters worse.
And Temple kicks to AI. Here's Green. Makes it off the glass. Green's got his first points of the night.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game, and the fans here, they know it.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his counter.
2011, I came into a league where
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen, Grizzlies pretty much in control here.
I tell you, on fire all period long, and this is how you want to start the game.
They built up a monster lead on the heels of great shooting. Love the attack mindset here.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Brooks and Green at the small and power forward spots. Garrett Temple is out there with AI, and it's Pachulia in at the 5. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Bucks was just phenomenal. He finished with 36 points, and that was just part of the story. He finished with a double-double in that game. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. He took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David, for another reminder of just what an unbelievable performance that was.
One that everyone's still talking about tonight. He dominated that game in just about every way possible.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what he's got in store for us tonight. Maybe he tops himself again. I think he just might do it.
And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget that it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, you know, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. But when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
One of the greatest picks in the history of the draft. And the Celtics making a change here. Hayward's checked in, so timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
And Green gets it to go.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Rozier kicks to Morris. The pass to Smart over AI. Smart misses. Memphis leading by 23. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And it's AI missing.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
And KG, you've talked about the players who influenced you. It must help to have that inspiration from other great players.
So I look at trying to find
a compass or a roadmap
something. And Chris Webber right away. As soon as I saw high school footage of him,
so interesting.
I saw a tape of him and Big Dog playing each other in a dark gym in Chicago, and they was just dunking on each other. It was this classic tape. No, this is a real story. And I resonated with Webber ever since. And, you know, he didn't really shoot a lot of jumpers. He was through. He was powerful. And I mixed it, you know, obviously took pieces of that. And they were able to, you know, obviously put it into my own game. But he was my inspiration.
That's a great story.
Now, see, Webb knows that. I told him that. When I first met Webb, I was starstruck. Him and Michael Jordan and Shaq a little bit, right? Because Shaq is like, holy, like,
He's like that house you were
inside
talking
the
about.
house. Go home, look inside the house. It's like looking at Shaq, right? Shaq to Diesel, right? But seriously, y'all.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Tatum's shot is off. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Raptors. And that one's good, Harrison.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
And here is Irving, coming off 31 points last game. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
And how about the reaction time on D there? Almost comes up with the pick.
You know, these are the little plays that can add up when you look over the course of a game.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Kevin, you've said that 18-year-olds should be able to enter the NBA draft. If you had a son that was good enough to be drafted, had a chance to go play at a big-time college basketball program, would you feel any differently, or you'd probably take that same approach?
You know, every situation is different.
I know it is.
And then I would like to think that whatever his appetite and whatever I felt like he was prepared to be ready for. You know, none of it's easy, and it's going to be hard either way. I would just look to take advantage of opportunities versus having to stop and go in a place. If I can go straight to somewhere versus having to stop, I'm going to go straight to the destination. I'm not going to stop.
And maybe trust the example that you've set for him for those 18 years at home, being under your roof.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Then being able to say that I had you under my roof, basically trained you for this moment here, and then now it's up to the individual. You know, take him to the water. Here's your opportunity. What you gonna do with it?
Reyes, the pass to Gasol, and stolen by Horford. Brown kicks to Hayward, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Marc Gasol.
Well, with both parents being 5'10", Hayward was encouraged to develop his backcourt skills. Then he had the growth spurt.
Some changes for Memphis. Len comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Jackson in for Blake Griffin. Pass to Len. Back to AI. Len dishes to AI. Here's Harrison. He's covered by Brown. There's the lob to Jackson. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Irving's got his second bucket.
Out in transition, Kyrie finds his spot down the court. Finishes the job.
AI kicks to Caspi. Jackson passes to Reyes. And AI throws it down.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Boston. Trailing by 19. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Out to Hayward. Lets the 3 fly. No good on the shot. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Reyes, the pass to Len. Top of the key, Harrison. And stolen by Tatum. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Hayward's running.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Reyes. That one good for 2. AI's got 26 points.
Man, he's been on point, not forcing things, getting the most of his looks within the flow.
And we want to thank Kevin Garnett for joining us, giving us some perspective. KG is always great, and thank you. You've given us a lot to think about with your comments tonight. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, Hall, man, I hope I was able to help, man. You know, thank you for letting me be part of it.
You took over the broadcast.
Not even, man. I'm learning.
You took over the broadcast.
I'm learning from the best, K. Keep doing it, man.
Love you, buddy.
My dude.
And, Steve, one of the things that really stands out about Kevin Garnett, at least to me, is the emotion, the enjoyment, the passion, all of it he brings to the discussion every time we're with him. Just a fun guy to have around.
Boy, he is. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's high energy when he plays, but he's one of those guys off the floor. He brings that same type of passion and energy. He's KG. His motor is always on.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star, and if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Kept alive. Tice sinks that one from the post.
Second chance opportunities. The great equalizer.
Memphis leading by 19. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Down low with his first shot attempt. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. The Grizzlies have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Morris is checked in for Boston. Terry Rozier comes in for Irving. And Memphis also making a switch. Brooks checked in. Smart kicks to Horford. Rejected by Len. AI dishes to Len. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Rozier for three, and that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies cruising into the quarter break with a... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the... And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from AI.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
What I love watching is they are working for high percentage looks and cashing in when they get them.
Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Horford is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Irving in at the one spot. That's the Boston Five. So many different approaches, Steve, on offense. Some guys force the issue, but Steve, who are some guys that really practice patience?
I think LeBron James. I think Kevin Durant. I think Klay Thompson. Anthony Davis. Kawhi Leonard to somewhat of a degree. Chris Paul. There's so many guys. I love the way they can just let the play develop or let the game develop. And then they can take over, but those are some of the names I think they play with a lot of patience.
A top-notch post-game is just one of the ways Horford helps his team. One of the more important ways, though, is because he's a tough matchup down low.
Harrison passes to Gasol, and he gets it to go.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Here's Irving. And it's good, 2 points. Irving's got 6.
Sometimes I think Kyrie likes to get contact, probably because he can still finish through it.
Griffin passes to Reyes, and it's sent back by Horford. Brown outside. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
AI outside, and Gasol gets it to go.
What you know about Marc Gasol's game is he has a fantastic feel working down there in the interior.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. We've seen AI really making a difference here.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to run him off his spots out there. He is rolling.
And we're about halfway through the season, and what better time to see how the Rookie of the Year race is starting to shape up. A lot of bright stars on this list. You look at AI. Well, he's shown he's a force as we move along in the meat of the season, sitting pretty at that #1 spot now, and it's his race to lose.
And this is just a special, special player. No question he should be favored for the Rookie of the Year award at this point.
Yeah, midway through the season, I say he's made the greatest total impact. A potential generational talent. We'll see if he can keep it going.
And Irving with the basket on the assist by Horford. 8 points for him.
Making a dent in this deficit. He's been on point tonight.
AI outside. And Caspi has it in the corner. Back to AI. 6 on the shot clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And that one's good. Griffin.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now, here is Irving. He's guarded closely. Horford, no luck. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Griffin kicks to AI. Back to Griffin. Pass to Harrison. Here's Reyes. No good with the triple. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And that one, good. That's 10 points for Gordon Hayward.
There's the awareness of Hayward. Senses everything around him, knows where to get his points.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
This is Gordon Hayward, an unselfish player who can also light it up himself and can do it for long stretches.
Here's Reyes. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. AI's got 28 points for the game.
Once he's dialed in, helping to dictate the flow of this game.
Irving finds Hayward. Lets it go from 11, and another basket for Boston. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And seeing Gordon Hayward out there, you have to be glad that he was able to recover the way he has from that devastating injury on opening night last season.
And I remember your call of the moment, Kevin. The whole NBA world just was shocked on that opening night. As bad as it looked, it seemed to be clean enough to where Hayward won't have any lasting issues with it. The rehab obviously wasn't easy, and I'm sure Hayward is just thankful that he's been able to come back completely from that injury.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Marcus Morris is checked in for Jason Tatum. Smart comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. Smart dishes to Morris. Green with the block.
One of Jamichael's strengths is his shot blocking. Whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he gets up quickly.
Here's Reyes, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Smart kicks to Hayward. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
A shot by Hayward, wide open. The three-pointer, no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 20. To the right side, Reyes. No good on the 3.
Phenomenal how many threes he drained in the first half, especially considered he's hit none since.
And oh, here we go. Brooks got it, the fast break chance. Out to AI. Here's Pachulia, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And there's the experience of Pachulia, catching the defender off balance.
The Grizzlies have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice comes in for Gordon Hayward. Lenz checked in for the Grizzlies. Stolen by Jackson. Shoots. And the Grizzlies get it back. Len passes to Reyes. Over to the left wing. Over Rozier. And AI with the basket on the assist by Jackson. That's now 32 points for AI. The Celtics have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Smart up top. Brooks covering. Smart kicks to Tice. Shot clock at 6. Baseline jumper. Morris, no good.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
Rozier looking around. Rejected by Reyes.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And here's Rozier. He brings it up for Boston. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Baines. Pachulia covering. Smart kicks to Rozier. No good, unable to end this run.
and the defense daring him to shoot that. Good plan right there.
Pachulia, no luck. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Memphis out in front. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. So on the floor for Memphis. They've got AI. Caspi is out there with Griffin. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Harrison in at the point guard position.
You see, this is where the size of Hayward makes a difference. He's very comfortable working inside.
Gasol inside, guarded by Horford. Caspi finds Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. It's deflected. Tatum against Griffin. Passes it to Hayward. When it comes to flagrant fouls, do you think the difference, Steve, between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2 is being called correctly for the most part?
I do, Kevin. I think we always have gray areas, and when you start to look at rules, but for the most part, I think they're getting the flagrant 1 and the flagrant 2. I think they're getting it right.
Griffin's shot is good.
It's funny, at one point in his career, Griffin wouldn't have even attempted that shot. Much more confidence now.
Brown with it. AI picks him up. Gasol against Horford. Back to Brown. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Brown's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here's Reyes, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Clearly a foul.
The first one falls. And he makes the first, but misses the second. Celtics trail by 21. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That'll be his second foul of the game. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Hayward. Caspi knocks it loose.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
AI with the bucket.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Boston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Brown kicks to Irving. Well, Steve, we've just come out of the first year where we saw legislation from the NBA about resting players. How do you feel about the new rules so far?
I like them. I love that when you start to see these teams that was resting players on national televised games, but I think overall just resting players. I think our contract says that we play 82 games unless you're injured. And if a guy is injured, you understand. But I love the new rules that was implemented.
I agree. AI left side. Irving with the steal. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break.
Way up there.
And what amazing athleticism from Brown, putting on a show out there with slams like that.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Tatum makes it off the glass.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Harrison passes to Reyes. Gasol on the high post. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Gasol is a total pro at running these pick and rolls the right way. As soon as the pick is set, he is rolling hard to the cup.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, I mean, just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here going forward.
Sometimes the best way to approach it, let your guys know what they're doing well and give them 1 or 2 things that they could have done better.
And with his game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
There it is. Big win, fellas. Could not miss tonight, man. Man, I was on fire. Man.